The Second Boer War, also known as the South African War, was a pivotal moment in the history of southern Africa. Fought between the British Empire and two Boer republics, the conflict lasted from 1899 to 1902 and had far-reaching consequences for the region. The Boers, descendants of Dutch settlers who had established their own independent republics in the 1850s and 1860s, fiercely resisted British attempts to annex their territories. However, by the late 19th century, the British Empire was determined to assert its dominance over southern Africa, leading to a series of tensions and disputes that eventually boiled over into full-scale war. The immediate cause of the conflict was a dispute over the rights of British immigrants in the Boer republics. However, underlying this issue were deeper concerns about sovereignty and control, as both sides sought to protect their interests in the region. The Boers, who were heavily outnumbered and outgunned by the British forces, employed guerrilla tactics and engaged in brutal sieges and skirmishes, while the British responded with a scorched earth policy that devastated Boer farms and communities. One of the most notorious aspects of the conflict was the British use of concentration camps to imprison Boer civilians. These camps were overcrowded and unsanitary, with poor food and medical care, and thousands of Boer women and children died as a result of disease and malnutrition. This aspect of the war would have a lasting impact on the Boer community, both in terms of the trauma experienced by survivors and the deep resentment felt towards the British authorities. Ultimately, the British were able to overcome the Boer forces with their superior numbers and resources. However, the cost of victory was high, with over 22,000 British soldiers and 7,000 Boer fighters losing their lives. The war officially ended in 1902 with the Treaty of Vereeniging, which granted limited autonomy to the Boer republics within the British Empire. The legacy of the Second Boer War would continue to shape southern Africa for decades to come. The conflict marked a turning point in the history of the region, as the Boers and other groups struggled to assert their rights and maintain their independence in the face of British colonial rule. The war also had profound social, economic, and political consequences, contributing to the rise of African nationalism and laying the groundwork for the apartheid system that would be implemented in South Africa decades later.